Hello and welcome to Volume 3, Episode 4 of The Talent Show, powered by TeleTech. I'm your host today, Sierra Sanchez. This 22 will be coming to you every other Thursday at noon Eastern to focus on TeleTech's most valuable asset, its talent. The people who bring the skills, the drive, and the life to TeleTech. After all, people are at the heart of the TeleTech Human Experience Elevated. That being said, this is my favorite part every week. Let's hear a little bit from everyone out there. Just drop a message in the comments and let us know where you're tuning in from. Always very interesting to see what kind of global audience we have. And I love calling out, everybody who's joining in. So please let us know you're here. We're excited to have you. As for what's going on TeleTech Social, we've continued to celebrate Black History Month here at TeleTech. You can check out our Facebook Live from last week over on TeleTech USA's page. And make sure you also check out our Spotify playlist. It was really fun to collect everyone's favorite songs to enjoy during Black History Month. And it's the perfect pairing for your afternoon snack break, should you want it to turn into a dance party. So we're going to drop a link to that live and the link to the Spotify in our comments. So go ahead and check that out and enjoy. Also, we're excited to be announced winners of Best Places to Work in 2022 by 𝘛𝘩𝘭𝘦 for telemarketing and BPO. So sharing the excitement over on TeleTech Mexico's Facebook page. We are so honored. Let's see who's tuning in. Oh, from Tempe, I'm in Phoenix, so it's a beautiful sunny day. It was rainy yesterday. Nashville, got a nice USA audience today. Anyways, on this episode, we're talking to someone who knows the true meaning of growing his career at TeleTech. Having joined TeleTech in 2006, our guest today has had the opportunity to thrive in 8 different roles across the organization. Starting as an agent, transitioning to a team lead, and eventually on to ops manager and director positions. He's a grand example of how experiencing each of these roles helps him lead every day. Today, he's the executive director and APAC regional lead. We're pleased to welcome David Bernal to the TeleTech Talent Show. Thanks for being here, David.
Hey, Sierra. Hey, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Happy to be here.
Awesome. Yeah, my dog's very excited you're here too. That was his round of applause. Oh gosh. Joys of working at home. But, I'm so excited to talk to you because we do talk a lot about growing your career at TeleTech, and it's so cool when we have an actual example. So, as someone who's done that, please just tell us about your journey.
Of course, always a pleasure talking about my journey in TeleTech. I've been blessed and given a lot of opportunities to grow here. So as you stated, I started working in TeleTech in one of our branches in the Philippines, Lipa to be specific, back in 2006. I was still very naive at that time, fresh from college. My friend just grabbed me to apply, and the goal really during that time, 2006, was to get a job to buy a Motorola Razr phone. The flip phone that's very popular back then. I wanted to have one, and that was my motivation to work. But since starting with TeleTech, I was very fortunate to be mentored by someone really amazing. Her name is Joanne. She was my team leader before, and she showed me all of the opportunities I can have within TeleTech. She made sure that I was being mentored daily, weekly on what my progress is, what my opportunities are. And I was, very engrossed with the coaching, with the culture of coaching that we have in TeleTech. So from being an agent, she sort of developed me to be able to step up. I was very lucky with all of the opportunities that was given to me from, agent. I eventually became a team leader where I was able to share the things that I've learned from Joan to mentor as well. Some of my agents, and then moved up the company ladder, as they say. Right now, I'm managing the Philippine operations, our site operations. We've got about 26,000 employees here, and happy to be, the face of TeleTech here in the Philippines.
That's awesome. And I mean, that is something, I think you have a very unique and special story as far as being eight positions. That's wearing so many hats. Like that is, you've gained. So as a leader now, when you talk to people in those positions, you know firsthand what the workload might be like, what the ask you're, kind of like putting out there is. So how does that make you become more of like an effective leader, along with thinking about how, for example, Joan, like how did you learn from them that applies to your leadership style today?
Yes, of course, I learned a lot from Joan, but I think one of the things that I take pride with in being part of TTech is we have a very strong and robust training for leaders, from the Team Lead 101 to Manager 101, even customer experience basics. We learn all that, and we have designed the training in such a way that it puts anyone up for success. We hear a lot of stories from not just from the Philippines, from all over the globe on how these trainings have helped them. But personally, I am also grateful that TTech, even if I'm from the Philippines, I get a lot of help globally from the US, from the UK, from Australia, because we are a family here. We are a community that helps build each other up.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. And I think that's what makes being a global company so special is at any time during the week you have a meet. I know we were on a meeting yesterday with from almost every continent of sorts. But we have this same goal of trying to help like build the company culture and community, and how to best highlight that. So I think that is having experience in so many different roles, you're able to come to that meeting with almost like a understanding what each person is contributing to. So that's super. That is acting as one, which ties us into our audience question. We just want to know, when is a moment where you felt like your TTech team or TTech family really came together to act as one, whether it was a project, maybe it was to support a team member, maybe it was for a larger whole moment, which is something I want to ask David about as well. But yeah, please tell us in the comments, what is a moment where you felt like your TTech family acted as one? And that, like I just said, ties into our next question. But your role today is to ensure that our site conditions are at their best for our fellow TTechers. And recently, the Philippines was hit by Typhoon Odette. Tell us a little bit about the support behind what it took to get the sites and morale up again.
Yeah, thanks, Sierra. So Typhoon Odette is something that was very unprecedented in the middle of COVID, with a very strong typhoon that hit one of the islands where we have two big sites, Cebu 2 and Cebu 3. Just to give an idea of how devastating that was, both sites had to be closed down because there was no power, no water, and some of the windows have been shattered because of the strong winds. It made us, work together. We heard what the employees there are going through, and the first action, really within 24 hours, we were able to set up a massive donation campaign, not just in the Philippines but all over the world, and each of the employees pitching together what they can provide for Cebu. At least for those in the Philippines, we put together a lot of canned goods, some blankets, some emergency lamps that the Cebu employees can use, because the island did not have any electricity or power for more than 30 days. One of the things that we really take pride in, big airplane, and we took because passenger planes are still not allowed to operate within Cebu, so we had to hire our own airplane based from the donations that we have gathered across all of the employee population. We loaded all of the donations there, the food, the water, the blankets. We took them to Cebu and distributed them to to our employees. And it was, while we were distributing it, it was, something that was very, heartwarming to see a lot of our employees appreciating what the TTech community is doing for them. The donation campaigns that we have run is across the globe. So we all saw and received help from the US, from the UK, from India, from all parts of the globe. And up until this day, we have the whole Cebu team that's very, very thankful for that work. One of the things I realized there is, as a TTech employee, you won't be alone in situations like this, because you have the full support of the global community wherever you are, regardless of where the disaster strikes. There's always someone and a group of people who will step up and extend the help, and that's what the TTech Heart and Strong value is all about.
Yes, and I think it was very I'm almost speechless, just having kind of attended a lot of those meetings as well, and understanding all the efforts going into, because it hits you, putting yourself in that situation, like it hits you here, like in your heart, and you just feel so much for the community and what they're actually going through. And I think that is something that's so important for a company culture, is to not only like know you're cared about, but see it happening in action. And I think that I was, again, I was so impressed by all of the effort and actual like personal time and loss of sleep and everything that went into making sure that the Cebu location, not only the locations were up and running and great again, but that people really felt cared for. And I think that's what makes this TTech family actually feel like a family. So thank you for your work there. It was very, abroad, it was just very heartwarming and morale boosting, I think, to see it happen and roll out the way it did. So that it was great. Thank you. And also thank you so much for joining us today. And we're grateful for your time and all that your team has done again. And it's, again, such a great example of how much TTech cares.
My pleasure, Sierra, and thank you for having me. Always a pleasure sharing the journey that I went through. It's 1:15 in the morning here, and I still get hyped up sharing all the journey that I went through within TTech. I see some of the messages that are popping up. Some of them are new to the organization. Welcome to TTech. You will have an amazing and awesome time here.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sarah.
Yep. Thank you so much. And to the point of the messages, if welcome. And if anyone else watching, if you're inspired to grow your own career and lead every day, just like David has grown his career and now leads every day, let's take a look at some of these hot jobs on ttechjobs.com. So let's see what you're going to do. Very simple URL, ttechjobs.com. That was a sneak peek of what I'm going to show you. Just to get started on your career search, type in the field you're looking for. Maybe it's marketing, sales. Maybe you want to join us in Phoenix. Weather's great. You can, if you just search, it'll pull up something. Maybe you have people, friends, family that are looking for a career change. Go ahead and head to ttechjobs.com and search something out for them. Our first featured job today is going to be a healthcare customer service associate. And this is a cool opportunity because you'll be providing an experience for customers from all walks of life in this critical industry. And think of it as providing hospitable care in the form of support. You'll be answering incoming communications from customers and conducting research to provide answers for customers. We are open to both candidates with or without call center experience who have completed post-secondary education of any medical allied courses such as pharmacy. And as you know, TTech is committed to growing careers, and this is a great opportunity to get yours started. So this is our healthcare customer service associate. Next role will be a senior research analyst for marketing analytics. And if you're looking for an opportunity where your research impacts a global organization and an employee experience, in this role, you'll conduct research to identify opportunities, help make sense of data, and explain what it means to the business, which helps drive strategic direction for our employment brand. We're looking for someone with a minimum of 3 years experience in business research, such as competitor and market research, who can create and analyze and interpret data into an executive summary, and is comfortable with building branded presentations easily and digestible summaries with, the observations, recommendations, and typically you do that in Excel or PowerPoint. So check out those jobs and many more on ttechjobs.com. That's it for our show. I hope you enjoyed the talent show powered by TTech, because TTech is powered by our talent. I want to take a moment to thank David Bernal and his team in the Philippines again for joining us, as well as everyone who works to make this show possible. And of course, everyone who came out to spend a little time with us today. We will see you again on March 10th.